Jacinta Murphy-Section 4. Remember when we were younger and we had to take naps every day? Yeah, that was such an underappreciated time in my life that if that opportunity were provided to me today and I was allowed to take naps every day, I would take it in a heartbeat. Today we'll be talking about why Americans need to have naps included in their daily schedule. According to the National Sleep Foundation, which is the leading voice in sleep science and has been for the past 30 years, they say that nappers are in good company. Winston Churchill, Thomas Edison, Einstein, JFK, Ronald Reagan, and many more people have been known to enjoy an afternoon nap. So with that in mind, today we'll be discussing some health problems that can occur if you don't get enough sleep, how a nap could be a possible solution for that, and some countries that already have this as a cultural thing. So sleep is such a vital part of our well-being that if we don't get enough of it, then problems can occur. According to WebMD, which is a website dedicated to providing the public with information about all things medical, they say that people should get on average 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. And I know for a fact that most people don't even get the minimum of that. They also posted an article about 10 things that can occur if you don't get enough sleep. A few of those effects of lack of sleep include impairment of memory, understanding, learning, and concentration, which in the educational setting can really make your experience very difficult and your grades go down. Also, if you have a sleep disorder, that can cause even more serious problems like heart disease, heart attack, stroke, and diabetes, just to name a few. WebMD asserted that 90% of people with insomnia have another issue along with that, which means when lack of sleep gets serious enough, so do the problems. So now that we've talked about some health problems surrounding not getting enough sleep, we can talk about a possible solution: napping. Now, napping is a great solution, but it doesn't fix everything. The real fix would be getting enough sleep every night, but for most people that may not be an option. The National Sleep Foundation say that as a whole, the United States is beginning to be more sleep deprived. They also say that in our schedule, it's kind of hard to fit in a nap because we're so busy. They say that the best option is to take a 10 to 30 minute nap because that boosts productivity, concentration, and leaves you less grumpy, which for people around you, that's a great thing. They also say that if you are going to take daily naps, keep them within that time frame of 10 to 30 minutes, because once you reach out of the 30-minute area, then sleep inertia can set in, which they define as that state of grogginess and disorientation that occurs when you wake after a deep sleep, which means if you get that prime time of 10 to 30 minutes, your work production could skyrocket if this were implemented into a work situation. So now that we've talked about the possible solution that napping provides, we can look at some countries that already employ this in their culture. The main countries that include this are Mediterranean, and that's mainly because of how hot it gets. The biggest and most well-known country that is known for their naps is Spain. Their nap is called a siesta. And Don Quixote say, which is a website that is a Spanish language learning website, they say that in Spain, the largest meal is lunch. And after you eat a large meal, you always get so tired. Well, that's because the blood flow goes to your stomach to help with digestion, which doesn't leave a lot of blood flow to your brain, which can cause drowsiness. And also, like I said, since it's so hot, it gets hottest in the middle of the day and it makes it really difficult to do anything. So it creates the perfect time for a nap, which is what they do. Another country that also has this habit is Italy, and they call their nap a riposo. According to the sleep.org, which is a website created by the National Sleep Foundation, they say that the reposo occurs usually around noon to 1:30 and ends around 2:30 to 4:30. And during this time, businesses shut down as well as public venues like churches and museums to allow their employees to go home and take a snooze and, have a leisurely lunch and just take in that time. So today we've discussed why Americans should implement napping into their daily schedule. More specifically, we've looked at the health problems that occur when you don't get enough sleep, how napping could provide a solution to that, and also 2 countries that have this in their culture. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to go take a nap. And if you can find time in your schedule today, maybe you should too. Thank you.